Hello, I am Dreu from BetMed 2F, and here is my learnings in the subject Employment and Ethics in the Workplace. First, I have learned that we can study ethics in two general ways. We may describe the kinds of values we may have and the sort of principle they applying is making moral judgment, or we may discover norms or principle by which we prescribe how we ought to live or by which we can ought to do in particular situation. The two general categories are descriptive and normative ethics. When we say descriptive ethics, it is the study of what people think they ought to do. Is more suited to empirical science like sociology, psychology, or political science, as it aims to discover what moral beliefs are held by a given society, social group, or social organization. The other general category is the normative ethics. When we say normative, it is not merely a description of what people find morally good. These are the branch of moral philosophy that concern with criteria of what's morally right and wrong, good and bad, moral and immoral. It is basically includes the formulation of moral values that have direct implication for what human action, institution, and ways of life should be like. Second, the two general forms of acts. Moral or ethical acts, these are human acts that observe or conform to a standard or norm of morality. Immoral or unethical acts, these are human acts that violate or deviate from a standard of morality. The two general forms of act that represent the human behavior, the first one is the acts of man. There are two components in the said acts. It is the involuntary and voluntary natural acts. Involuntary natural acts include the involuntary reflex act exhibited by man, such as blinking of the eye, the beating of the heart, sneezing, yawning, breathing, scratching, and etc. If we stop blinking for 5 to 10 minutes, stop breathing for 5 minutes, stop your heart from beating, and stop your stomach from digesting the food you have taken during breakfast, we found out that we can actually stop all of these acts. Number 2 is the voluntary natural acts. This includes the voluntary and natural but not necessarily reflexive acts such as sleeping, eating, drinking, and etc. These types are actions we usually perform as part of our daily life. Socially learned activities such as brushing our teeth, combing our hair, cutting our nails, taking a bath, etc. B. Human acts. The second general form of act. Human act include action, consciousness, and deliberate, intentional, voluntary, and are within the purview of human value judgment. Human acts are either moral and immoral. Their actions are product of man's rationality and freedom of choice, like telling the truth, helping others in distress, caring for the sick, and etc. Since moral acts contain the elements that allow for moral judgment and setting of moral responsibility, these acts are then said to be formal object for ethics. Thank you.